Welcome to Doing Time with Joe. I'm your host, Joe Baker, back again with another episode, y'all. Today I'm going to be talking to this young guy I've grown to be fond of in here, right? He came in, at one time, he was the youngest person on this compound, you know what I'm saying, Lil Wayne. Phenomenal athlete, smart as a whip. I don't know what he's doing here, you know what I'm saying? He just did like a lot of us, took a wrong turn. But I'm going to talk to him about that and get him to share and hopefully shed some light on this thing with these juveniles out there. And maybe, just maybe, somebody will listen to this and it'll help them go the other way. So, like I always say, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. What's up, Wayne?
What's up, Uncle Joe, man?
Yeah, I appreciate you doing this, man, right?
You're welcome.
Yeah. We had done this before, y'all, but some technical difficulty happened and the whole episode got erased. But this time, we're going to make sure that everything stays the way it's supposed to be. And so we can get this information to y'all. But Wayne, tell me, man, how old were you when you first caught your charge that brought you to prison?
I was 16 years old.
You were 16 years old.
Yes, sir.
And caught your charge that brought you to prison.
Yes, sir.
Violent, non-violent?
Violent.
Violent charge. What were you charged with?
Second degree murder.
Second degree murder, right? And
Yes, sir.
let me ask you this question in regards to that. I don't want to get too deep in the case because I don't think that that matters much with what I'm trying to do. You're here.
Yes, sir.
We're all here for something. And I'm trying to figure out how do you get people to go the other way, right? So what pulled you into a lifestyle or a mindset that made you think that what you were doing were you by yourself or did you have charge partners,
By
friends?
myself.
So what was it that made you believe that the decision that you made in the crime that you committed was the right choice? Now let me lay some more foundation because I don't want to, blindside you. Was it done because you were afraid of something? Was it done in a robbery? What were the circumstances?
Circumstances was, I got a call from my homeboy one day.
Mm-hmm.
I was at the house kicking it,
Mm-hmm.
and he called me about this dice game. See, I don't sell drugs. I don't do none of that. I like to gamble.
You like to gamble?
I like to gamble. That's my vice.
Right.
So I get a call. He called me like, man, they got this huge dice game going on. So I'm like, all right, where is it? He was like, it's in the hood.
Right.
So I like, okay, give me like 20 minutes and I'll be there.
Right.
So, but that day, my mama told me I don't need to be going to the hood.
Yeah.
But me being me, hard-headed,
Yeah.
you feel me? So
Yeah.
I went to the hood anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So as I get to the dice game, like my homeboy said, it was a big dice game, and there was a lot of people. So I get involved in the game. As the game going on, a certain guy kept getting aggressive, very aggressive. So it comes to my turn to shoot the dice. I'm shooting the dice. So me and my homeboy, we slick tag teaming. He bet me.
Yeah.
And my homeboy bet him. We tag teaming him. And I guess he didn't like it or something. Cause after I hit my point, the aggression came all the way out. He snatched the money up. That's rule number one when you have a dice game.
Right.
Never touch the money until the situation is calmed all the way down.
Right.
And, he snatched the money up and got to walking backwards like he had a gun on him. So I'm 16 now. I got a gun too, but at the same time, I'm like, well, hold on now, what he got going on? So I started backing up, and everybody trying to calm the situation down.
Right.
So at that point in time, I feel like it's me or you, bro. Like it's my life or your life. Like, and
did he say anything? It was just the way you was reading his body language.
Yeah,
you knew it was about to pop off.
Yes.
Absolutely.
His body language gave it all away. So
yeah.
At that point in time, it was either me or him.
Right. And you unloaded.
Yeah.
And let me say this to y'all out there that's listening, right? A lot of times people say that, you shouldn't be in situations like that, but sometimes things just happen. I don't think that I know even though you had a weapon, and in that environment, I guess is that what everybody told it a weapon?
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? What is it that Anyway, let me finish my point. That when you're in that environment and things don't look right, you still come down to this thing of self-preservation. You can make all the judgments after the fact that you want to, saying you shouldn't have been there, this, and that. But when you find yourself in a situation like that, I'm sure when he talked to his homeboy, and at 16, I'm sure he didn't think that he was going somewhere to commit a murder. You know what I'm saying? He was going to play some dice and get him some money. Judge that as you will, but he wasn't going out there to commit a murder. Things happen. Things happen, especially when you're in an environment like that. And just, I want you to keep that in mind while you're listening to this, and before you come to the conclusion and say that, well, if he wouldn't have been there, it wouldn't have happened. If he would listen to his mom, this wouldn't have happened. Maybe. You know what I'm saying? But you might have a child that's in that same environment. So what would you say to a parent out there, Wayne, that might have a child that likes to gamble, likes to be in that environment, likes to tote a gun? What would you say to the parent? Because if your mama told you not to go, you see what I'm saying? She felt something. Did your mom know you told her the gun?
No.
She didn't know.
No.
Kept it from her, didn't you?
Yes.
And I'm sure most of the parents that's listening to this think that they know that their child is not doing this, not doing that. But if your child is lying to you, manipulating, or just keeping a secret, you see what I'm saying? Your mama don't know.
Yes.
And she told you not to go.
Right.
So what would you say to a parent that has a child that likes to hang in certain areas and do certain things like that?
What would I say? Well, I would say get on his ass. Basically, if you had to go drag his ass from that type of place, go do it. Like,
it's that serious.
It's that serious. Like, like you serious. Like, that's what I would say to a parent. Drag his ass back to the house immediately.
Now let me ask you, how much time did they give you?
14 years.
You were 16.
Yes.
16.
Mm-hmm.
And they gave you 14 years.
Yep.
You hadn't even finished high school because you got your GED here, y'all. Listen to what I'm saying. The man got his GED here, right?
Yep.
Talented basketball player. He could probably be on any D1 team in the country right now, but he's here. He's here. So think about that, y'all, while you're listening to this. So at 16, they gave you 14 years.
Yep.
Did you plead for it or go to trial?
I plead for it.
You pleaded out for it. So they charged you with second-degree murder, so the second-degree murder carried 25, so they try to chop off about 10 or 11 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
What did they say in giving you that time? Did the DA have anything to say? Did the judge say anything to you while you were in court?
No.
Nobody. They didn't say anything.
Face of stone, man.
Yeah.
Everybody in there, their face was solid stone, like no emotions or nothing.
And I'm not trying to excuse your behavior, right?
Right.
But when you're in that environment, and this is not to belittle or dehumanize anybody in the environment, but stuff happens like that, don't it?
Yes, stuff always, it's very hostile. You got a lot of male testosterones, all that.
All
like,
the time.
All the time, like, you
and
have
that's
everybody
why
saying,
you might have been carrying a gun in the first place.
Then you have everybody thinking, like, I'm harder than you, like, I ain't letting no nigga do this to me.
Right.
This, that, all that, but it's very hostile, so you have to be on guard. You have all the time.
Yeah.
You have to.
So let me ask you this then, Wayne. Do you think the 14 years was a fair sentence for you, as young as you were?
Honestly, Uncle Joe.
Yeah.
Now that I've been incarcerated for 7 years, I probably. I do. I honestly do.
That's real.
I honestly do.
That tells me, man, that you have remorse for what you did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Uncle Joe, I can tell you this now. When it happened, I ran home. I had my car. I left my car in the hood. I ran home.
Yeah.
Went in my room, locked the door, and didn't come out no more. Didn't even go to school the next day. I was scared. I was scared. Like, man, I didn't even sleep that night.
Yeah.
Cause it kept messing with me. Like, I took another man's life. That ain't. I mean, that's not straight. That ain't straight at all. Like, I'm very remorseful.
Yeah.
Like,
did you when you got home that night? Did you tell your mom?
I ain't tell nobody.
When did you tell her?
My mom actually found out a week later.
A week later.
Yeah. So I'm carrying this burden for a week.
That's hard, there, man. That's a lot for a 16-year-old to be carrying. That's a lot. So tell me what it was like when they came and arrested you, or did you turn yourself in? How did that happen?
I turned myself in.
You turned yourself in?
Yep. After my mom found out.
What did y'all have a talk when she found out, when she came home? What did she say to you?
She really she found out early, and it was like I say 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. I was in my room. I was asleep. And my uncle called, and he called and let her know like that the police was looking for me, like they was looking for me. So she summoned my sister and her to wake me up, and that's when we had to talk. She was like, "Why?" I was like, "Mama, at that time, like I'm asking myself that." And I told her everything that happened. Like it was either me or him, Mama. Mm-hmm. I guess I beat him to it. Like his body language and stuff. I beat him to it, Mama. Like.
Mm-hmm. And how old was he? Do you remember?
He was way older than me.
He was an adult.
Yeah, he was an adult.
Yeah. So was that an emotional talk that you and your mom had?
Yes.
Is she the one to convince you to go turn yourself in?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think she did that?
Honestly, we talk about it every time I call her home. Like, why, Mom? Why did you convince me? Turn myself in? She was like, "Cause, baby." She told me. She honestly told me I was wrong. She was like, "You was wrong.
Come on now.
You was wrong. Like, you gotta." She told me
you gotta face up to that.
I gotta face the consequences of what you did. Like, you can't run from that, bro.
Yeah.
That's exactly how she said. You can't run from that. Even though. My uncles and everybody else, bring them out to my house.
Yeah.
Bring them to my house.
Try to get away.
Yeah.
But Mom said no.
My mom said
you gotta face this. And she been with you.
All the way.
That's right. That's right. So let me ask you this then, Wayne. So you said your mom sent your sister in there to wake you up, right?
Uh-huh.
What was it like for her?
With my mom?
Your sister.
My sister, shocked. Disbelief.
She looked up to you, didn't she?
Nah, this was my big sister.
Oh.
My big sister came. She was crying. She was crying. She
hurt her.
She was like, cause my mom was crying. Everybody, when I walked in the room, when I woke up, actually, she was crying. She was like, "Lil Wayne, man, Mama want you." Like, I'm like, "What you crying for?" She like, "Bro, we know what you." She told me. She said, "We know what you did, man." Like, bro, I don't know what. This is exactly. She said, "I don't know what you got going on," but she was crying though. I walked in the room and I seen my mom, her boyfriend's face, and my mom was just crying with her head down. I was like,
what were you thinking though when you walked in that room and saw them? What were you thinking?
Like, the jig is up.
It's over with.
It's over with.
Yeah, it's time to pay the piper.
The emotions ran through me like I couldn't believe it. Like sadness. Remorseful, all that in one, balled up in one. Yeah. And you know how you had your shoulders? Yeah. It deflated me. Yeah. Like a balloon.
Slumped over?
Yeah, I slumped over.
Yeah.
Defeated.
Yeah. I feel you on that. So, when you went to the police department, who took you down there? Your mom's?
My mom took me down there.
Yeah. Had you known anybody, I mean, not just somebody that you heard about in the neighborhood or whatever, did you personally know anybody that was in jail or prison?
Yes.
You did? Mm-hmm. Did you have any idea what it was like? Had they told you what it was like?
Yeah, I always heard stories how
give me one of those stories. What jail was like. What they say to you?
My cousin, matter of fact, who it was? Actually, yeah, my cousin was telling me one time, like, man, it's hard in there. It's every man for themselves. This is about the county jail. And he was like, it's every man for themselves. Like, it's hard, bro. You do not want to go there, like, for real. It's like, they fighting, they doing all that.
Everything.
So, I was like 10 when he was telling me this. And I was like, man, I don't never want to go. I ain't never going to jail. Yeah. You know, a little kid always say, I ain't never going to jail. And that was me right there. I ain't never going.
So when you got to the jail, they booked you in. Mm-hmm. They put you in a separate place, didn't they, from the adults? Yeah.
Basically, I went to juvenile detention first.
Okay.
Then I was there for like 6-7 months. Then they finally, decided to charge me as an adult. They really, the lawyer I had fought hard to try to get me charged. Send me to DCS custody till I was 18. Yeah. But they said I was 16. They were like 2 years won't be enough, time for him to rehabilitate. Right. So they decided to charge me as an adult. Mm-hmm. Send me to the county jail.
And when they told you that the first time, what was your reaction to that?
Like, I was like, man, like they don't want to send me to DCS. Like,
Yeah.
2 years. Like, I mean, I know what a crime I committed, but
Yeah.
I'm still a child.
Still a
I'm a
child.
teenager. What I'm doing going to the county jail with grown man?
Right.
You
Right.
feel me?
What's that gonna be like?
What's that's gonna be like?
Right.
Is I'm gonna have to,
Right.
you know.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, it's gonna be a tight fight. So you go to county jail. You end up. How long did it take before you went to trial? Or court rather?
Well, it took 60 days, 2 months.
2
Cause
months.
how they do it, when they first indict you, you go to court. You go in. If you don't have a lawyer, they'll appoint you a public defender.
Mm-hmm.
Then they just set you off.
Mm-hmm.
Just like that. Let you know what you've been charged with. Ooh, all that. Then,
Mm-hmm.
boom, say your next court date.
Yeah.
Your next court date going to be 60 days from now. Before you go back in court.
Right. I already know. So let me ask you this before we wrap this up, man. You've been here now 7 years.
Yep.
What do you think about it?
What? This place here? Oh,
Yeah.
Prison?
Just in general, prison.
In prison, man, I looked up and I came to a good prison instead of one of the ones.
If there is such a thing, this is it.
Yeah. If there is such a thing as a good prison, this is the one where we at.
Yeah.
I looked up and came to a good prison. I'm so blessed for that.
Right.
But prison, when I think of prison, you don't want to come, bro.
Yeah.
You don't want.
Why? Why don't they want to come? What is it?
Like, you don't want to wake up every day knowing you got people counting you to make, counting, tell you to do this and do that, feeding you.
And you got to do it.
And you got to do it, or you get a write-up and you go to the hole.
No freedom.
No freedom. Like, you have no freedom at all, period. Like,
yeah, no say-so in your own life.
No say-so, like.
Yeah.
Then, oh, man. Whew,
I get it.
It's so much. Like,
it's a lot. It is a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. So what would you say, we're going to wrap this up. What would you say to that young person that might be sitting at the county jail right now? They already crossed that line and on their way. What would you say to them, man, to give them some hope? What would you say?
Drop the ego. Drop the pride.
What do you mean by that?
Drop your pride.
Drop the pride.
You don't have to come to prison and show that you hard. It's all about respect, man. If you come, you let a brother know, like, man, look.
It's good.
You respect me, I respect you.
Right.
I'm not with the affiliations or none of that.
Right.
I'm standing by myself.
Right.
I'm a man before anything.
There it is.
So if you out there listening to me and you in that, if you know somebody in the position that I was in, let them know, bro.
Yeah.
Drop the ego and the pride.
Yeah.
Leave that where you at.
Leave it where you at.
Leave it where you at, man.
That's what's up, man. Look here, I appreciate that, Lil Wayne.
You're welcome, man.
Thank you for doing this, man.
Yeah.
I know this is going to reach a lot of people. I really do, man.
Yeah.
As always, y'all, this has been another episode of Doing Time with Joe. I'm your host, Joe Baker, and I say peace, y'all.